Oh shit. Here we go again.
Say it with your chest, but lead with your heart. This isn't the easiest thing to do, but it's one of the most important pieces of the overall puzzle in the human experience. Think of the heart as a generator, the energetic powerhouse that emits power to the rest of the body and its systems. Although I'm speaking metaphysically, I also am speaking to the standpoint of physiologically how the heart pumps and it generates electrical output, and it's the operating system for the electrical system that pushes blood and vital energy throughout the whole body, throughout the rest of the body. And if at any junction the electrical system is out of place or out of balance, that pump is going to get blocked. And that's when it causes massive long-term damage to the human body. So I am speaking metaphysically about leading with the heart. And I want to stress how not to block the energy flowing in and out of your energy body. So basically your spirit. This is very important because we are energy beings who are here to experience life. As we know, life can have its ups and its downs, but the trick is to allow it to flow both up and down or in and out, just like the ocean's waves. The ocean waves flow, and it has its opposite where it crashes and it also recedes, but it never rests. And it's always in balance between what comes in and what flows out. So in order to stay open to the flow of life, I want you to strap in for that long ride, because things always get interesting when you allow it to just happen the way it's supposed to be. The heart is responsible for generating vibrations of love, compassion, forgiveness, and openness. And with these heart generated gifts, in spite of what you may be experiencing, I want you to let those gifts flow freely from you without resistance. Because resistance is a spiritual block. Because most people fear the unknown. So it's normal to clam up, cling, and or attach to what feels secure, even if it brings you harm and distress. Because knowing is typically, in most people's mind, better than allowing things to unfold, because in most people's minds, the programs that run in the background tell us that we need to hold on versus letting go. As you do one thing, that's how you do everything. So you can't escape from those programs of the subconscious mind. We can only become aware of them. And then we can then at that point start to reprogram them. But you will notice as you start to reprogram that and you start on this journey of self-improvement, things might seem like they're getting worse before they get better. And this is usually referenced as the dark night of the soul. This happens because we're holding on to the version that we are versus the version that we want to become. So you don't allow that old version to fall away. It's the space between what we want to become and where we're resonating at right now. And until you deal with this cognitive dissonance, and before that is reconciled, that's when things ultimately will get better. It's a conscious or a constant conscious awareness of allowing the old programming to be there so it can bring in more awareness. And that's when you're aware of it and you can start letting it go, and then you can surrender it to a higher power or something higher than yourself. Now, I don't want to talk about programming the mind in this particular video. But what I want to do is bring to your awareness, what I want to bring to your awareness is the perceptions of what you think of as good and bad. Because of this dual nature, because of what you perceive as bad, those are the times that you want to close up and you want to guard your heart. But we also do it in the opposite. And when we feel like there's a perception of something that we feel is good, then that's when we want to, or we tend to open up. What I need you to understand is, yes, perception is a guiding force for sure, but you need to stay open in both what you perceive as good and what you perceive as bad, and allow those things to flow through you. Remember, the heart is a generator. So when you do close up, you're creating blockages because you're not letting that generator produce energy. You're not letting it produce the power that is needed for you to go forward. And the purpose of life is to be the witness of life and to experience what life has for you. And believe me when I say this, there's nothing left undone when you let life take care of life. Because we often think that we know better, so we want to take control of the wheel, thinking that we have everything to navigate the whole situation. Well, that's nice. And I want you to tell me how that's been working for you. Sometimes you have to let go and let God, as they say. And the world has been moving and shaping and evolving for thousands, even millions of years without you. Don't think that that higher power or doesn't know how to get you to where you want to be. And do you not think that that higher power knows better than you? So I urge you to stay open. And I want you to say it with your chest and lead with your heart.